Me and my boy Johnny Brock, the real Johnny Brock. Boy, he's a straight billionaire in the making, coming live from man. Johnny, where are you right now? Like, where are you? You look like you're in a tropical island right now.
I'm in Cancun right now.
Whoo-wee, come on, man.
Yep.
Cancun. My boy's in Cancun. So we're going live from Cancun. I'm in the MIA 305. Today we're talking about how to create the winning team, how to create the winning team. And it's funny that you bring this topic up because yesterday I was talking with a buddy of ours, Mr. Alec Aponte of Paramount Insurance Brokers. We were talking about how to cultivate appreciative employees. But today we're talking about how to create the winning team, right? And everyone talks about it all the time. It's like culture, culture, culture. Right now, I think it's a very evident thing that it all starts from the head down, right? It all starts from the leader down. So if the leader is not executing at a high level, if the leader is not leading from the front, if the leader is not doing what he is telling other people to do and being disciplined, being consistent, then you're not going to be able to create the right team, right? You're not going to be able to create that winning team. So I think it all starts from the head down. It starts from the top down. Right, a saying goes, the fish stinks from the head down. So if things aren't working well for your team, you're growing a team, you're growing a group, you're growing an organization, and you are the leader, you always have to look back at yourself, right? You always have to look back at yourself of like, man, what am I not doing that I could be doing, right? Or what am I doing that I shouldn't be doing, right? Am I putting through positive directions and orders as a leader, as an owner, as a executive, right? Because as I'm saying, it all starts from the head down. So today we're talking about how to create the winning team with my guy, the real Johnny Brock. What's good, brother? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing well. I'm doing real well. The weather out here is immaculate. It's like 75 degrees probably, and windy, and it feels amazing. And they're starting an ice bath right now, so I've been trying to do it. It's really fucking hard to do. Right in the very beginning, your legs start burning, and it's rough, but it trying to get a little bit better at it. But talking about a winning team, building a winning team today, I'm glad glad we're talking about this because um, you know it does start from the top and go down without a doubt. And that was the main thing that you said that I think is just clear, right? When you point fingers at people, there's really, it doesn't help anything. If you're in your life, if you can always say, what can I have done to prevent this, or what can I have done better? Like you said, you'll be in a much better position, and your team members will see that as well. So like with our organization, I mean, I feel like Justin's just such a good leader because he blames himself. Like he's the one that taught me that. Like, yeah, if I have somebody else and I'm blaming them, or even see, I don't even look at other people anymore. Like I just worry about myself, and that's it. And it's pretty interesting, really, when you think about it. But yeah, so building a winning team. Best way to build a winning team, I'll just go ahead and tell you right now. The best way to build a winning team is to hire fast and fire fast. Get as many people around you as possible, and then also make sure you set the expectation from the beginning. What they need to be achieving. If you're paying them no salary, then hey, it is what it is. But all that's kind of goes into different types of business plans and what people have going on. So, I mean, what is your take on what I'm saying about the about that?
Yeah, something that came to the top of my head is obviously it starts from the head down, right? It starts from the top of the organization down. And also, like, when you're cultivating a winning team, building and creating a winning team, you got to make sure like you slowly start growing it. And I saw it like about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago with my organization. I first found the pillars, right? I found the pillars. I found those sergeants, those generals that are going to be at the forefront. They believe what I believe. They have the same viewpoint of things that I do. They have the same mindset. and we're going to the same place. So you first, let's say it's an individual that's watching this right now and they're moving towards building a team, or maybe they've been retreating from building a team. Like, hey, just first start at a small scale, right? You don't want to go too wide at first when trying to create that winning team. You want to start with small scale at first. So find those key foundational pieces, right? You got to build the foundation first. So find those people, then you get those people up and running. You get those people producing, performing, and excelling at the highest level, right? You get them just cranking, you get them executing at the highest level. Then once they're executing, then you start to hire a little bit more. And when you're hiring more people, all you simply do is you're like, hey, here, Mr. Leader 1, here's a recruit for you. Okay, here, Mr. Leader 2, here's a recruit for you. Boom, boom, boom. And then you start passing off recruits or potential employees or agents to these leaders that you've already, gotten to peak performance, right? These leaders, you don't want to just start throwing people to agents, right? You want to build them into leaders. You want them to be able to duplicate everything that you've already created as a singular owner and, business leader and executive. Then you start to pass off these recruits to these other people. And then next thing you know, like you're building the tree, right? It's a tree formula. It's a tree formula of building an organization or building a company, right? It really starts like I said, you don't want to go wide at first. You want to go small scale. You want to make sure the systems are in place. You have the operations in place. And most importantly, you have the ethics in place, and you're bringing in the right people that have a high level of ethics. Because once ethics go out, everything else goes out. From my personal experience, if you don't have ethics in, everything else will be out. So that's how I've had experience building LC Financial Group. As you see, LC Financial Group, my organization. I'm sure you guys have had the same experience at Bobby Brock Insurance. Like, you find the core foundational pieces, then you build from there, right? It's like you're building a building, right? You can't build like 10 levels, 20 levels, or a 50-story building without having a strong foundation, without having that strong core base, because that shit's it's just gonna crumble, right? You're gonna build like 10 stories and then boom, it's gonna go down, right? Yeah. So that's very important. Then also, like, man, like what you said, Johnny, like hiring and firing fast. You want to hire fast. You want to do your due diligence on people that you're bringing in, and then you want to fire them really quick. But you have to have those expectations up front. So when you do come to fire them, it's not like it's a surprise. Like, you've set the expectations. They haven't been following through on the expectations. And then boom, you could fire them. There's no like, oh, why are you firing me? Or like, oh, this isn't right to fire me. Like, man, like, hey, Johnny, you haven't been following through on the guidelines and expectations we put up. So that's why you're being fired. Like, it's clear cut. Like, it's very black and white. So hiring and firing fast, and also making sure, like, if there's someone you got to fire them immediately. Like, kill the cancer, right? Put the pike on the head. Make an example of that person. Like, because if you let these cancers that are in your organization continue to be in your organization, then you're setting the wrong standard. Right? So it's all about setting standards, setting a high performing, producing team standard of like, hey, this is what we do. This is how we operate. If you're not following through with how we operate and what we do, then like, you're not a good fit. We at LC Financial Group, we have a 60-day onboarding policy. Like, if they don't make it through onboarding and, say they're a brand new agent or say they're already licensed, but if they don't make it to the point of being able to write business within 60 days, like, they're cut. No matter how close they are to being able to write business, we cut them because we operate with speed. We move with urgency, and we want other people in our group doing that. Because if we just let people linger around for months and months and months, it gives other people that are moving into our organization a wrong viewpoint of like, oh, like they're very lackadaisical. And that's the complete opposite of what we want. So that's my key takeaways for how to create that winning team, how to build that winning team. It's a tough thing to conquer, right? And I'm continually learning, as I'm sure you are, growing into more of like, leadership position within Bobby Brock, as I'm sure Justin's always learning, as we both know. Justin never stops learning. And that's how great leaders create that winning team. They don't stop learning. They never stop learning. They're reading books. Like the top CEO reads 60 books a year, whereas like a normal, person in the United States
Don't
reads
read
about
it.
one book a year.
The normal person in the United States reads negative books per year. Yeah. So in insurance, man, there's clearly two different types of teams you can build. Right? You can build a downline, big downline agency, more similar to your style, right? And then you can build the in-office style, like Bobby Brock Insurance. So for the viewers, you've got two different types of people here, right? Because I'm a big culture, office parties, that type of thing, always together. And then you've got the other way where you're just expanding and growing and recruiting and recruiting and recruiting. And at the end of the day, you should be doing both. It should you put one foot in front of the other every day. Before you know it, 10 years down the road, you've got a downline agency and a office, right? So that's the way that I believe it should be done. It's about time that Ryan Lodi opens up an office in Miami, if you ask me. I'm looking forward to that. But it's fun though. The best part about the whole insurance industry is that it's genuinely, I believe, the funnest industry to be in, and we can do it from anywhere.
Mm.
Literally, I can do it from anywhere, and it's amazing because I get to travel the world and do all this stuff, and it's all because of insurance. I'm able to do this all because of insurance, and I don't know why anybody would. By the way, you had mentioned when you're setting the expectation and all that stuff, right? So that's very, very key, right? When you're building this is for salary positions, right? If somebody's got a salary and they have so and so salary, it doesn't matter. Um, they have an expectation. That's why they're getting the salary. Maybe they make base plus commission, right? I have a base plus commission. So what I would say is that you know people can't get too caught up in you know what they want everything to look like and all this. They need to just focus on something really simple, which is just put one foot in front of the other. There's no reason to confuse things, right? There's you if you look too far, you can kick the can too far down the road, right? There's just no reason for you to be worried about that. The stuff that's off in the distance. It's gonna come. It's gonna materialize. It's gonna happen. Just put one foot in front of the other. Hire somebody, fire them. Hire somebody, fire them. Hire somebody, great, got to keep them, right? But at least because here's what I believe, Ryan. People are, I believe that people are magnetic and energetic. The more people that you get around and the more people that you converse with and give new opportunities to and vice versa, the better everyone's going to be. Like you can't achieve at a higher level. There's no higher level to achieve, in my opinion, than to just be completely happy, right? Of course, but basically what I'm saying is, sorry. Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, man. So I mean that's key right there. I mean, another thing that comes to the top of my head is simply like what you were saying, Johnny. Like you don't want to kick the can too far ahead of you, and that goes back to what I was saying. Like you don't want to just bring on 50 people and you don't have your systems, your operations in place, the structure in place. Like you need to slowly, as you said as well, step by step, and you need to go hire by hire, new employee by new employee by new employee. Like you don't just want to onboard 10, 15 people and you be the manager of those 10, 15 people. You first, as I was saying earlier, you need to find those structural pieces to your foundation. Me personally, I'm going to say like 3 to 5 key players, 3 to 5 key, you can call them executives, you can call them managers, leaders, whatever you want to call them. You find those 3 to 5 people, you get them up and running, then you can start to really start hiring and scaling at a higher level, right? Because essentially like a manager, man, like they can maybe manage maybe 10, 15, 20 people, right? I've seen people do more. I've seen myself do more, but like you don't want to overload managers or executives that you have within your team. Because next thing you know, you have all these people that aren't executing at a high level. It lowers the standards of the entire organization, and then the standards go out. So that's very important. You also got to understand, you know, your people are a byproduct of you. If you're the owner watching this, if you're a business owner, you know, the CEO, the founder, whatever you want to call yourself, your people are a complete byproduct of you. So as we spoke about earlier, you need to be taking full responsibility, just like, you know, your brother does, Justin Brock does. He always takes responsibility for himself. He always blames himself. I'm the same way. If anything goes wrong within LC Finance Group, I'm like, hey, that's my fault. And I take full responsibility for that. So you have to understand that, like, to build that winning culture and to build the winning team, you need to be the one that's like taking full responsibility for everything, taking blame for everything, and understanding that you're creating the winning team. Like, you are at cause. Like, you don't want to be at effect, right? I always say this as well. I learned this from, I believe it was Cardone Ventures, you know, Brandon Dawson. You don't want to just grow by accident. You want to grow by design. So you as a business owner, you as a leader, a CEO, or a founder, you can grow by design. You can grow your company by design, right? So that's also a very, very key point there. And to leave it off with you, Johnny, man, I mean, how do you build that winning team? You build it by success. You build it by people winning. You build it by people creating success, because that's going to attract more success. The more success that you're having within your organization, the more that you're promoting it, the more that you're getting attention for what you are doing within your organization, the more you're going to attract higher caliber people that are playing at a bigger game. And that's how you're going to build a winning team. And that's what I've seen personally. Like, you know, I've been building my brand for the past, 6-7 years. And like, every year that goes by, I keep getting more people, but I see the caliber of people just keep rising and rising. Like, slowly, incrementally keeps rising and rising, of people that reach out to me, people that want to build a strategic partnership and build a strategic relationship with me and my organization. So it's like, you know, how do you build that winning team and that winning culture? Is like, dude, you just got to make sure your people are winning. You got to make sure your people, your employees, your agents, they're winning themselves. And also, you got to understand that you as a leader, you are working for your people. Your people aren't working for you. When you shift your mindset to that, I'm telling you, everything will change. That's how you're going to build a winning team right there.
I would agree with that, my friend.
Yeah. Man, you are stuck like, hey brother, you are stuck like Chuck right now in the video. But you can talk. It looks funny. Let's keep it rolling.
I'm stuck, but you can still hear me.
Yeah, you're loud and that's too funny. Yep. You're just frozen right now. But
one thing we haven't talked about yet is risk, right? We got to take that risk in the beginning, especially when we're, you know, bringing people on and whatnot. You can't be scared of, you know, that you can't afford it, right? So if you're even remote, if you don't have enough cash flow coming in, then you need to just get back to writing business anyway, because there's definitely levels to it, right? In the beginning, you're supposed to write business. You're supposed to write business, and you're supposed to help people and make money. Once you get some financial freedom, then you can expand and grow. So you can't skip those steps either.
Yep, exactly. Like,
am I still stuck on your screen?
It's going a little bit in and out. It's a little choppy, but man, you're a robot.
Mexico, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Hey, show up to blow up, right? But yeah, I mean, like you just spoke about.
I'm a fucking billionaire, dude.
That's right. That's right, brother. But what you just spoke about is exactly true. Like, you can't just transition from working in the business to on the business just like that. Like, you have to take the proper steps. You have to take the proper time. Like, there's going to be a point in time, like for me, when I first started LC Finance Group, I was still personally producing. I was reactivating my book of business. I was writing business myself. I was doing all that. I was still in the business, but also on the business. Now I'm at a point where I'm able to just work on the business, but you don't get to that point overnight. So some business owners, some leaders, executives, CEOs, and founders, they try to just immediately jump into like, oh, just build mode. Like, they just try to immediately jump into, oh, I'm just going to work on the business. When they don't, like you said, Johnny, they don't have enough cash flow. They don't have enough cash flow to actually do that. And then eventually what happens is they bleed out. They bleed out because they don't have cash flow coming in. Then they got to retreat back to, working in the business. So man, it's a lot of key factors we just went over about how to build that winning team, that winning culture. I'm gonna leave it off with you though, Johnny. My man's in Cancun. I'm gonna let him drop the last bomb.
Man, no bombs anymore. No bombs. They can't handle it.
Yeah,
I'm done.
let's roll.
Wrap it up. I appreciate you. I'm coming to Miami beginning of April, and I might stay for 2 weeks. So, pretty stoked about that.
Let's go.
But
Let's go.
the diplomat, right? That's where I need to book the room
Yep, that's
for
the 10X
Growth
Growth
Con.
Conference.
Is that where? Is it at the diplomat still?
Yes, sir.
All right, maybe Trump will be there again.
That's right.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you soon, man. Appreciate you having me on. Next Tuesday, we got Behind the Agency. Next Tuesday and Monday. So Tuesday at 12, I will be here with you in my office in Mississippi.
Let's roll. That's right.
All right.
We'll see you
Talk to
guys
you soon,
next
man.
week. Thank you.